Jeremy kept saying it declined, but it's because it doesn't take you to a finish page. So I ordered it. I had to make sure that it actually went through. But you're done. You're $9,000 in debt.
Hey guys! I hope I'm on. Okay. Yep, showing everything. Hello, hello. Just waiting for y'all to hop on. There's a little bit of a delay, I can tell. Okay. So, what we are painting tonight is this cute little ice skate rail. My husband's staring at me, so it's making me a little uncomfortable. Hi, Diane. Hi, Rhea. How are you guys? So, anywho, there's this. Whoop, whoop. Oh, Eloise. Or Eloise, sorry. So, anywho, that's what we're going to be painting tonight. I thought it would be fun to do a black and white with some silver ice skate. So, I thought that would be fun. Yay! Wow, yes, thank you. Yeah, I had fun designing this one. So, all right, I'm going to pan down now so you guys can see. Hey, Linda. Yeah, no like, love, and share button on this one. No, don't do that. Hey, Linda. Hey, Cheryl. All right, so I will pan down. Sorry if I missed you guys. Let's see. There we go. All right. Oh, no, you're frozen? Is anybody else frozen? Okay. I look like I'm still going. Hey, Carla. All right, so I think what we're going to start with first is we're going to go with the red, just because the red does require sometimes some extra coats. So the red that I'm using is the bright red from Delta. Oh, and I already have a tray out. Duh. Let me check out that message. Hey, Cece, how's it going? So we are painting a little bit bigger tonight, so you're going to see me using a little bit bigger of brushes than what you're used to seeing me do. So this one I'm using is 1/2 inch. This dang chair, you guys. I swear, I even greased it. I don't know. Maybe it's screaming Rachel, lose some weight.
I was going to say it, but you said it.
Ouch, honey.
Mine does it too.
Okay, Cheryl. We'll see you in a second. Okay. So berries are here, and then the candy canes. So we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to move kind of to the top and do these ones first. So I just loaded the brush. This brush is pretty much the same width as the stripe of the candy cane. Yep, I forgot to paint this white edge on this one. I was trying to get all the candy canes painted white so I didn't have to worry about the edges as much. But I missed this side. So when I come back with detailing, we'll hit it. No biggie. So we're going to hit this one. So we're just loading that brush, and then we're just going to swoop across. Just hitting that inside there and smoothing out. Hey, Sue, how are you? I know, retreat buddies. I'm so excited for Lori's next one. That one I might actually just drive to, because I'm pretty sure we won't be moved by then. Who knows, though? Small miracles do happen, right? Alright, so I'm going to just grab this edge. Rails are a little bit harder to paint just because you're moving a lot more. So, sorry, I know I'm flipping that in the camera view. You could always come back and do the edges after, too. That might help. But you guys know me. I forget my edges so bad. So for me, it's one of those things I better do while I'm thinking of it. Hey, Amanda Gudiak. You want to be a retreat buddy? You'll be there soon enough, girl. No more surgeries, okay? How you feeling, Amanda? Okay, I'm going to come back with a detail and get this little piece right here because obviously we're going to just have not too much fun there if we try and play. So we're just going to grab the red again. Now just remember, you guys, red is one of those ones that is a little bit harder to cover. So red is going to require at least 2 coats. I know, right? So honestly, I kind of am thinking that we won't move until later, so. Oh, you're talking about meds. Oh no. Going Friday for meds. Ooh, and painkiller. Oh, Cece. Owie. Yes, Cheryl, I did cut this out of MDF. It is 1/4 inch MDF. And then I did 2 coats just because I knew that there was going to be a lot of white popping through. So I did do 2 coats on that. That's probably why you're not telling that it's the MDF. But honestly, for rails, I'm kind of liking the MDF a little bit more because it's a little more sturdy, I feel like, than the pine, just because pine can be a little bit more thin, and when you start doing those little cuts in it, it seems to kind of wobble a little bit more. Your foot's healing up nicely. Oh, good. Hey, Sherry, how are you? Just so you guys know, I'm horrible with names. Of reading them, I am the worst, so I apologize. That's why I have no qualms if you get my name wrong. Especially the last one. It's a little funny. Alright, so we're just going along with these candy canes. The coverage is actually not too bad, surprisingly. And then we're doing a dark green around the candy cane, so I'm not too worried. But we're trying to stay in the lines as much as we can. Ooh, I think I almost knocked something over. So you guys, I'm so excited. I purchased my laser. Woo woo. So it will be coming soon. I know I've talked that I was going to get it, but I finally got it. Ooh, vampire shows. Love me some vampire shows. Alright, so I'm just going to go into this circle with this little line right here for our candy cane. And we'll hit this one. Now remember, you could do the dauber if you're not feeling super confident with yourself with making the circles. So you just load that brush and kind of do a swooshing motion with your hand. And that will give you a nice round edge. So we're going here. You have heat? Was your heater broken? I didn't hear about that, Cheryl. I wasn't on Lori's live last night, and then I kind of got interrupted a few times when on her business call, so if you said it then, I'm sorry. It was my youngest birthday. She turned 9. Oh my gosh, I feel old. the swishy motions. We're gonna get these berries real quick. And then I'm gonna get this last candy cane down towards the bottom. So we're just kind of going around with that edge of our brush and getting that area, and then the detail lines that we'll do after will cover up any little brush strokes that didn't get so smooth or kind of maybe got out of line. So you never have to worry too much, you guys, about painting. Everybody thinks you have to be just super perfect, and I used to too. And I soon learned that your painting is actually pretty forgiving. So October is a busy month for us too. All right, I got those. We're gonna grab right here, hit that with where the berry is, and then let me see, red, 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 and red. Okay. My eyes were having a hard time figuring it out. So we're just making that swish motion. You're gonna line your brush, just the edge, and then pull towards out. I am not following your guys' conversations. Oh, a Nest thermostat. Those are nice. We've been wanting one. Maybe the next house. I kept telling Brian, I'm like, no more in this house. We're done. Like, we got to finish up the little projects that we have here and there. Pretty much we just have like just some finishing work. The laundry room needs the flooring done. It's probably the last big project we got. Sue Merrick, how is your house coming along? Is it sold now, or I mean, I know it's getting close. It's got to be getting close, right? I just realized I went way over on my candy cane, guys. Like right there is supposed to be a leaf. Whoops. It's like, wait a minute, this candy cane looks a little funny. I'll take a baby wipe and wipe that off. No biggie. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to grab these edges real quick. I'm so excited for when the laser cuts, because then I won't have to remember the edges anymore. Woohoo! Oh, Amanda, yeah, moving sucks, but sometimes you have too much stuff. Yeah, we do too. It's one thing I guess I have to say I'm a little grateful for, is it's made me be able to kind of slowly purge through things instead of doing it like all at once. So it's a little more manageable. 18 more days, but who's counting? Obviously not Sue. All right, I need to grab right inside here for the candy cane. Stripes here. Okay, so the red is just about done. But let's take this baby wipe, because I'm a silly goon, and oops, we'll kind of get this a little bit off here. It is a dark green paint, so I'm not super worried, but we'll try and get what we can. Okay. I'm not, whoops. Not gonna worry too much more about that. Okay. So we'll hit this one more time with the red. Ooh, I got red of paint on me. I can hear the hubby upstairs laughing at something that's kind of funny. Just moving your business from the basement. I know. That's what I was thinking. Like, oh man, I have so much stuff. I'd have to move down here. But I'm hoping that, you know, the movers will help move quite a bit of this down here. I'll probably have to box it, but if they move it, heck, that's half the battle, right? Okay, I'm just hitting this red with one more coat. And right here. Guys, I always feel like that second coat is so much easier. Oh my gosh, Sue, that sounds like a lot. Sorry if you guys can hear that whistle. My heater just turned on and boy is it whistling. Okay. Grab right here. Hey Susan. Okay, grabbing one more, a little bit more red. Look at these stripes. And then what we'll do is go to the green. All right, and like always, thank you, Susan. Girl, you're the one that always gives me rail ideas. Your rails are amazing that you design. Your little brother is getting a dumpster and remodeling. Oh, how fun. I love remodeling, besides the mess of it. Okay, red is done. Move that over to the side. So you guys, once again, that was bright red from Delta. And then I'm gonna go in with Christmas tree green from Delta. Okay. Make sure that this red is out of my brush. Yes, Susan cuts all sorts of stuff. She does it for, she works for a company that actually does it, and then I think she just does it for fun, right, Susan? Okay, so we're gonna do these leaves, and the best thing to do for the leaves is kind of to almost get a really good line and then wedge it out. Okay. And I love those that can freehand I do better at drawing and then doing the stencil, but if you guys can freehand, that is awesome. I tend to have to kind of have a little bit going on. Oh, I bet you so. They're kind of addictive. I wish that I could too, though, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, I love my CNC machine, I really do, but it can be so loud, and then with the girls at school, a lot of designing happens as soon as they're done with the Zoom calls, so a lot of the time I can't really cut anything until 1 o'clock, but then sometimes they have the extracurricular stuff, so then we've got Zooms going a little bit longer, so it can make it a little hard to get the CNC going. So I'm excited because we'll be getting that laser soon, and cuts will only take about like 15 minutes at most, compared to about an hour with the CNC, so it'd be nice. I decided on a Boss laser, and then I'm gonna get some vinyl on it. I told Brian I'm gonna get some vinyl and put Lady Boss on top. Yes, Sue. Yep. To freehand cut this would be really, really hard for the rail part. It's not undoable, but I don't think I have that much talent with a saw. But I have seen people do some amazing things with their saws. I, however, cannot. I know, doesn't Susan's job sound forever? Yeah, mine takes an hour. If it was just cutting this one, it would be fine. But I had it cut one of these bells with it that I just finished. And what else? Another sign, I can't remember. Oh, it was a Valentine's sign, and then I just had it cut out like a little blank circle. Yeah, it was 56 minutes. Otherwise, I am burning out my bits so dang fast. And it could just be the program that I'm using likes to be a little bit more rough with the bits. But that's how I figured not to burn these bits out as much, and not to tear up the wood. So, anyways, thank you. I know, I was super excited. I was kind of having a rough day, so I came down here and started painting these bells, and it was fun. I actually want to paint one more and kind of almost do it the same theme of what we're doing right now, with the silver and the black with the red. I think that just makes such a pretty combo. I have a blue one too that I'll show you guys in just a sec. You can see that. But I think it will just, this rail, I am so excited to do this rail when I was putting all the colors together and everything, at least in my head. It's up to be super fun. Alright, so we're going to get this little leaf that I messed up on. And like I said, I wasn't too concerned because I knew that this green is going to cover pretty well. We can probably get away, never mind, we can't get away with one coat on this one. This one's going to need two, but we're going to add a little bit of shading to this one, so I think you guys will really like the shading on the leaves. Oh, and I forgot to do this edge on this guy. Yes, it does do multiple passes. It does about, probably about 5 or 6 of them. I just had to slow it down because it was ripping into it. The plunge depth was ripping into it too much, so I had to slow it down and then slow down the plunge depth because, wow, it was like plunging to about half of the board, and I'm like, no wonder why I'm burning. I mean, it would get super smoky in the box. But I also don't have, love my CNC. Can't say, I mean, CNC has been heaven sent. I'm not even blessed, like, gonna even deny that. But my CNC is meant for more of a hobbyist, and I think I've outgrown that hobbyist status, unfortunately and fortunately. So, anywho. And then I forgot, I hate saying we, but I'm saying we because we're all together. But I forgot to paint that little red stripe in the candy. So we'll grab that in just a few. Okay. So we're gonna get right in here. So I just loaded up the angle brush real good here. I'm going to stop at this point because we don't want the fibers to push. So we're going to load up again. And I'm just going to load just a little bit, if you guys can see that, on the brush. And that's just going to give us that nice edge right here. And then we'll pull that down, go this way. And then I'm going to take my brush and ever so slowly kind of wrap the brush around it and then pull towards me, but towards my right. And that will pull it just and give you that smooth edge when you're using almost too big of a brush for the area that you're in. So those are little tricks that I've learned. So you don't have to constantly switch to a smaller brush for just a really small little spot. Now, obviously for that spot, there was no getting around it. Oh no, I'm frozen. I'm not seeing it on my end. Oh no, Sue. You're already getting more calls. You guys, am I frozen? You see now that it's a skate? I know, it's kind of a funny little pattern when you see it. Brian was like, what in the world when I cut this out? He had no idea what the heck I was cutting out. Good here? Okay. Thank you, Sue. We are expecting storms later, so I'm hoping that they didn't come in sooner. Good here. Okay. Yay. All right, so same with this area. If you see, I'm taking the point and pulling back, and then we're going to take it and pull it this way. Same with this area right here. We're going to take the point, lightly drag it, lift up, pull. Same here. You're going to lightly go about half, and then you're going to pull back. That way, you're still getting the coverage that you need, but you're not having to switch to a smaller box. Oh shoot, Cece. Did I jinx it? Okay, so I'm just going to take my brush, just run across the green real quick here. So a spot on the edge I didn't get. So that's how that goes. Make sure I got all these edges. Hey Dawn, how are you? You guys missed the skate part? Oh, sorry. Yes, you'll see the skate coming. It will start popping real quick. I think sometimes with the white, that's why I tried to do this black background to help with that. Because when I had it on the other, or just on my table, because of all the paint and stuff like that, it made it kind of hard to see. So I was trying to hope that that would help you guys. All right, so just getting this leaf. I'm gonna grab this one. This one was fun to draw. I had fun drawing this one. Let's see, so I wasn't sure if it was a night armor. Oh, candy cane. That's funny. It was funny when I showed Brian the cutout of it. He's like, what in the world are you making here? So it's getting it all sketched out and he's like, I have no idea. No idea what you're doing. Okay, so there's that. Now you guys can kind of see. This is a little bit faded. So I think that makes it a little bit harder. So we're going to grab one of the foam paper plates. I'm just going to grab a little bit of my green here. The rest of it we'll throw in here. Back in the bottle, because let's save our paint since it's sometimes really hard to find. And then I'm going to grab the Jubilee Green and we'll throw just a little bit here of that, and we're going to use this to shade with. So I'm going to use the small brush here. This is the 1/4, I believe, or no, 1/8, I'm sorry, angle brush. So we're going to ombre. So we're going to grab the back with the dark, and then we're going to grab the lighter green, and then we're going to move it back and forth. You might grab a little bit more of the, there we go. Now what we're going to do is, even with the white, or it wet, with the green, we're just going to kind of run our paintbrush kind of on those edges. You can, as you can see, it kind of makes a nice shading and light to the leaf. I'm going to move this over this way. You might have to pick up just a little bit more. There we go. And there's that. And then we're going to just pull our brush back and give it a nice little line. So let me see if I can show you. Let's see. Can you guys see how it makes that nice kind of line to it? It's wet right now, so it's going to show a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit harder to see. We'll just do that again on this leaf. And it kind of just gives a nice outline. And this is the easy way that I've found to do some really great shading technique. To your project. And we're going to back that right there. Okay. This stupid chair, you guys. It's going to be the death of me. So grab right here. And the shading, you guys, it doesn't have to be perfect. Shadows and shading are not perfect. You know, it's where the light catches. All we're doing is just kind of giving a little bit of dimension. And then this one cuts right here. Okay, so we're gonna do a line right there and a line right there. Okay, look at these ones real quick. So just grabbing some of the green and bringing it. Same here. And it's okay if your paint is just a little bit wet. It actually helps let it slide just a little bit easier, I feel like. Do a little line there. That pumpkin farm was so fun. Thanks, Amanda. No problem, honey. Yeah, the pumpkin patch was super fun, and it was so nice to get out. We've had a lot of rainy days. Haley's birthday, we did it kind of for Haley's birthday, but we kind of always do a pumpkin patch. But the weather was so bad, that's why we chose to do it on Friday. And hey, it ended up being a little bit cheaper too, so win-win. Okay, I'm just going to lightly do the shading in here, just to kind of give some dimension. Okay, so all of that green is done. We're gonna leave these white. These are kind of like the little white puffies, like the puffy fur on the snow. I can't talk. On the skates, and then we're gonna go in with black. And then what do you guys think? Should we leave the laces white or should we put them silver? Not sure. So I'm gonna go in with this, it's called Rain Gray. We're gonna do right here, and then this is gonna be metallic silver for the blades. All right. So Rain Gray first. I like to use black the last because it's so harsh of a color that I like to get all my other colors down and then do that because it really covers up, and then we'll use it to do the outlines after too. So that's another reason why. Silver shoelaces. All right, we'll do silver. Okay, so let me get the gray right here. I'm gonna go. We're going to just use that big brush again. We're going to use the 1/2 inch brush for the Rain Gray. And then you guys, I don't know if I've told you this before, but when I do paint, I put a little bit of dish soap in my water, just like the little bit tip of like my pinky amount in my jar, and that helps with keeping your brushes nice and clean. All right, so we'll go right here. We're gonna swoosh down. actually gonna just bring that right to me, like so. I'm gonna move this just a little bit. Get that nice loop right here and smooth out the paint. All right. Trying to avoid getting green all over my forearm. But you guys know I'll probably do it. All right. Cece, yes, I do. I put a carbon stencil on it. And then for you guys, if you want me to paint it white first and then put the stencil on, I'm more than happy to. Just put it in the comments. Otherwise, it will come this color with the carbon stencil on it. So kind of like, let me see here. This is one that isn't ready yet, but that's what it will look like. So you can kind of see. Johnny, do you want me to call you later? Yeah, how are you feeling, sweet pea? All right. What do I put in my jar? I put a little bit of dish soap. I usually have Dawn on hand, but I just put a little drop of dish soap, like a little, smaller than a pea size amount in my jar, and that helps with keeping the brushes clean. Okay, and I'm just going to round right here. There we go. And we'll smooth that out. There we go. Let me grab this edge here. And we'll grab this edge. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right, so gray, this gray, one thing that I really love about it is a one and done kind of coat. So we're good there. So we'll get that out of the way. And then we will go to the metallic, my favorites. So metallic silver. Let me peel this off, that extra paint there. Wow, and one thing you guys, this metallic, I should let you know, the metallic paints, it is like painting with toothpaste. It's super, 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 super thick. So one thing you could do is put a median with it. And that will kind of thin it out a little bit for you. I don't like this brush. This brush is getting a little beat up. All right. I think I'm gonna stick with the 1/4 or 1/8. I'm sorry, brush. So if you guys can you see how thick that paint is? it's fun. So the biggest thing with thicker paint that I can say is just kind of almost like glob it onto your brush, but then pick it up. So you're going to kind of pick up your brush and smooth it out that way until you get a nice, good consistency, and then you can smooth out. So that's some acrylic right here. Oop, we have some green left in this brush. All right. Mine gets a little sudsy, I'm not gonna lie, but I like really whip my brushes. And if you want a really good deep clean with your brushes, if you do some Murphy's soap, it's a natural soap, Murphy's oil soap. You can use it, like you use it on your floors and stuff like that. That one helps really pull the paint out of your brushes. These brushes are going to be needing a replacement soon though, because I've been a little bit neglectful with them, and we'll see about if the soap will really work or not. I've had them soak before and it really did shape them up, so I should probably try it, but just FYI. Yeah, I've had the girls, because they've wanted to help before, so I've told them, you know, fix me a jar, and they've brought them down pretty gross, or pretty soaked up. I'm like, okay, well, I'll use my 7 jars for this one jar and then add some to it. Maybe that will dilute it. All right. I'm just gonna get these shoelace edges real quick. Oh, good. You can see now that, can you guys see the green now that it's dried? How fun that looks. Kind of just gives another element, dimension to the project. All right. And then the metallic, it looks like it covers in one light and then in another light it doesn't. So I always try and put a base coat, whether it be white or black or whatever. Having a base coat underneath it from the wood does really help with that when you are using metallics. So that's whether you're using the gold, the silver. They have metallic blues and turquoise and stuff like that too. But it really does help kind of give you a good tone underneath for the wood. So I would never suggest to paint it with bare wood, just FYI, whether it be MDF or another type. All right, I'm gonna get this shoelace here. So I do not have the blanks of this one in the shop, you guys. I ran out of time, but I will get them put in, and I'll also list this one too if you guys are interested in it, or any of the stuff too that you guys see. Just always know that you can pick up the blank or whatever, and then if you want me to paint it before I put the carbon on it, I'm more than happy to do that for you. Just put it in the notes for me. I know, or Morphe's oil soap. Yeah, I've been told about that, to get that baseball dirt and everything out. Another thing with metallic paint is it does take a little bit longer to dry. So just another FYI. I'm really like selling you guys on this metallic paint, ain't I? It really is my favorite though. I think it's so pretty on things. Okay, I'm gonna throw that in there, and I think I'm gonna grab this 3/8 angle, and we'll get the skates going with that. And then this rail, I have it at, I want to say it's 15 inches wide, and then it is tall, almost 20 inches tall. I think it's like 19 and, you know, and 3/4. That's one of the things that's a little bit hard, is you got to remember when you're making things, you want them to be a nice size, but you don't want to distort your image either. All right. It is the funniest stuff to paint with this though, when you're not used to it. Hey, Carl. Alright, we're going to smooth that out. I'm going to go around the corner here. There we go. Smooth that out. Here. That straight across. And with metallic paint, you do want to really make sure that you're trying to go all in about the same direction, because it does really show the brush strokes a little bit more too. So just another thing with metallics. They're fun, but they're a little temperamental. Metallic paint. All right. Let's get this one real quick. Yes, Cheryl, yep, this is Delta Brands metallic. I know a lot of people swear by the Americana kind. They're gold and stuff like that. I haven't messed with it because I've just had this bottle. And this little bottle, it has lasted a long time. I do have to say that. Sorry, you guys, I forgot to turn my phone on silent, so it's going off. Okay, let me just grab this edge here before I forget. Okay. Smooth that out. All right. Let's see. I am going to hit this with the heat gun for just 1 second. So sorry, y'all. Remember when you're using a heat gun to always keep it on the low heat setting. And you don't want to stick in one place too long, because it will bubble. Alright. Maybe the hook on my table wants to hold it. All right. So going back to the 1/8 brush, we're gonna grab this again. And I'm just going to go right over the laces one more time to give it that nice coat. The second coat with the metallics does really help a lot too. Okay. So there's that one. Yeah, I don't mind the gold cheryl that they have. It's thick, but I know the Americana, the Deco Art gold, that's in the jar. I know a lot of people love that, but yes, it's hard. If I see some, I'll give you a holler. I've seen it at Joann's a few times. Let me see. Okay, we'll grab this one more time here. So we're gonna swoosh. And one more time. Here, there we go. And we'll go here. All right, all done. I'm actually gonna throw this metallic in there. I'm gonna do the stitches with the metallic as well, but I don't want the paint to dry out or get any thicker, so we're gonna go ahead and throw that back in the bottle here. This stinking chair, man. I hate how squeaky it is. And I tried to fix it. Okay. Oh, good, Carl, yours is saving. Okay, so now black. Maybe. There we go. There's some black. Looking awesome. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like it. Yay. All right, we are gonna go. I'm gonna stick with the 1/2 inch angle. Okay, 1/2 inch angle. Here we go. Getting my brushes. Good. All right. So we're just gonna go right around these laces. Up towards. And then I've got a little bit extra paint right there that I was trying to get cleaned up. Load the brush again. Okay. I'm gonna just move this just a little. we go. Go straight down with that one. And a lot of the time with my metallic paints, I will not do glitter. I won't add the glitter after, just because I feel like the metallic, when you add the glitter to it, it tends to kind of it overdoes everything. So I like to just leave the metallic. I feel like it glams it up enough, but you guys can always add glitter if that's your thing. It's probably the only time I will say, yeah, no glitter. All right, so we're gonna get in between these shoelaces right here. All right, I don't like the angle my hand's at. All right, there we go. Sometimes just raising your piece will help a lot so you're not kinking your wrist as much. Just another little FYI. Had to learn a lot of that because my wrist has given me a little bit of issues. I have a little bit of carpal tunnel in it, so anything to help, right? All right, so we got that. So we're gonna smooth that nice and out there. One thing that's always nice about black too is black is kind of one of those one and done. It covers really well. All right, let me get the edge here. Right there, right here. And we have just a little bit right here. Oops. Got my wrist right into the pot, or right onto the edge. Luckily, there's still some paint there. Yay! Okay, last shoe, or skate. Okay, so I'm just going around where I told you it's kind of like the little fluffy part of the ice skate. Grab right in here. Kind of letting my brush and doing the pull. I was telling you guys to get the in-between areas. So loading it, pulling it back. That one more time. I don't like the line. There we go. Didn't like the line of that one, so you're going to smooth that one out. All right, there we go. it's my AC. Shoot. I just saw that. Yeah, my thermostat turned, or like my AC and that turned on. Not AC, my heat. I didn't even think of that. That would be why, and I sit right next to it now. Since I moved over here, I'm like, what are all of these new stands? Because I used to be on the other side of the basement, so it didn't, you know, like I still heard it, but I didn't hear it as much. Okay, we are done there. Let's grab this liner brush real quick. So this is a 10/0 spotter or liner. It is used either way. We're gonna just add these little dashes. In here. My house makes all sorts of sounds. Yeah, it has gotten cold. Here, has it gotten cold where you guys are at? It's definitely turned chilly here. And you know what I think might be fun? I just got thinking. Is maybe just adding a little bit of metallic kind of to the fluffy part of her boot, since we had that out. Can we even go right there? 2. Okay. I'm gonna grab red real quick to get that spot that I forgot about. We'll just do that with the liner real quick, and then we'll line with black, hit just a little bit with the white, and then we will call it good. We're almost there, guys. So when I'm lining and I'm just using a little bit of color, I will go ahead and just use the top of my cap, then getting more paint out. Less clean up that way. Okay, I am going to add just a little bit of water to the paint, to the black paint here. The reason why we do that is it makes it a little bit easier when you're doing your lines, your detail lines. So just a little FYI there for you. And then I'm gonna let this dry down here a little bit. So we're gonna flip it and work on this. Oh, hey Tanya. 40 and rainy, windy, depending on, yeah, we've been really rainy here. All right, I'm gonna pull that over here, and then we'll just do some nice little lines. Do a nice one there. And I am barely letting my paintbrush touch. Now, if you're afraid to do this with the liner brush, you can use the paint pen right here. It will give you that same look. I used to do everything with the paint pens, and then I just started getting used to the brush, and it was just easier for me to keep going with brush, in my opinion. But for others, they don't like it, and that's totally on you. I don't think that there's anything wrong with either one. Oop. That one I got a little bit crazy and put a little too much pressure, so we'll fix that line. Okay. And then I'm going to go through and just outline there. We'll outline right here. Get that. I'm going to do a cute little squiggly, because you know me and my swigglies, you guys, I love them. So we got that nice and outlined. I'm going to go right here. This one I ran out of paint when I went around this curve. Okay. I'm going to go right here and get that one. And right there. There. So basically when you're doing the outlining, it's as if you're adding the coloring book lines back in, is the way that I would describe it the most. And it cleans up those little brush strokes that you kind of mess up on. It cleans those right up so you don't even see them. Like a couple of these candy canes right here got a little bit crazy with the red, so we're just gonna take it and cover it with the line, and we'll never know the difference now. So we'll go right here. And then I'm gonna put the zigzag right here, and this little one. Sorry you guys, I know I went over a little bit on this one. Go right there. Must throw some serious heat. Yeah, it's a pretty good one, I'm not gonna lie. There's one bonus when we bought the house is the previous owner had updated, and it does do a very good job. But it does really, it really does sound like a jet engine going off, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so we'll get these little berries here. So when you're outlining, you are going back for paint a lot more. And I think that's another reason why people prefer the paint pen, is because it's kind of just done and over with. You don't have to think about it as much. I'm just going through this little outline here where we got a little bit over with the paint. So we're just going to clean that edge up. Same with these shoelaces. That one looks good. you guys see it kind of taking life? Okay, and then where we did the metallic, I'm just going to hit with just a little bit of black. I'm not going to do too much with it. Make sure I didn't get anything on my elbow there. So we're just getting skate right here. All right. We'll do a little swishy there. I love my swishies, guys. It's my favorite thing. Okay. So the reason why I stopped right there is because I knew I was going to get my hand in a bunch of paint if I didn't stop. So always trying to think ahead sometimes does help too. But as you can tell, I obviously know how to get paint on my hands, so it's more the smearing aspect that you're trying really hard to prevent. We'll go right here, a little zig, and a little swishy. We'll do a little swishy there, and there. And I think just a little line for the ice skate might help. Okay, we'll go in with the white and then we are going to call it good. White is super easy. The white, we're just going to add a little bit of some brightness to it. Oh, I just realized I completely forgot a berry. Whoopsie. There we go. Okay. Easy to do. All right. So we're going to grab the white here. I thought just putting a little swishy line on the silver, which depending on what reflection you may or may not see the little white here on the boots. We'll add just a little bit of stitching right there. Oh, I just totally went into my black. What you get? All right. No biggie. Go right here. Add some white. Add a little white there. Same where I added the black, I'm going to just throw some white right in there. Just to kind of give that gleamy look. There we go. I'm going to add just a little line there. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of some white to these leaves. Kind of brighten them up just a little. And then the berries, we're going to do a little bit thicker of a swoosh with like so. We add just a little bit of light there. And then with the candy, I'm just gonna add a cute little line right here, just to kind of give it almost a little bit of dimension by doing that. And I think we're gonna call it. Oh, thank you, Linda. You guys are so sweet. So the white, I feel like the white just kind of gives that final pop. And you guys, you know what? I might do glitter on these berries. I don't know yet. But you can see the metallic when we move it around there. On there, and then there. And I will flip it so you guys can see my crazy face. So there it is. It's pretty big, as you can see, but you know, reals are. Thank you guys. Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks, Susan. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks, Sue. Thank you, Tanya and Linda. You guys are so welcome. And then did you guys see I got the mannequin behind me right there? Oh, I don't know. My finger's messed up. There we go. But it's back there, so we're going to figure out. I'm going to try, at least. You are so welcome. I'm so glad that you guys are liking this. And if you guys have any questions or any other type of technique you want me to show you, please let me know. I'm always willing, and hopefully if I don't know, I will get back to you and give you an answer. So anywho, there's this. I'm going to clear spray coat it, and then I'll spray the back because I'm messy when I paint the back. So I'll show you guys because I did get questions on that, and I did keep my cans of paint over here so I could show you what I use. So I like this semi-gloss, but other people like gloss. I just prefer the semi-gloss. So I get that and the 2 times, and then you also want to make sure that it says, where is it? The non-yellowing, right there. So that's what I use, that I spray my signs with. And then the back, I just do a flat back and just 1 coat, and that's it. Oh, okay. Thank you, Linda. That's awesome. Are you doing any more Cricut or totally done? No, we can throw Cricut over here. Yeah. Some of the door hangers that I'm going to show you guys, we'll use the Cricut and do the writing with it and everything else. So, more than happy to do that for you guys. And a wash pencil on the head. Okay. Perfect. Oh, Susan, I'm excited. I can't wait to see yours. Susan is so good, you guys. So anyways, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Sorry it took a little bit longer. But anyways, I think it was fun. Yay, Rails. Oh, perfect. All right, guys. Have a good night. Bye.